Blessings and good evening or good morning, depending on where you are. We'll begin with some meditation for a short period of time, so please find a comfortable posture. Practicing meditation, we're creating the causes for a peaceful mind. That's our aim. And we can't experience a peaceful mind simply wishing for it. We have to create the causes through our own actions. So one of the important causes is just learning to sit still for a period of time. Because the stillness of the body will support the stillness and peace of the mind. So even if your body is not particularly supple, or if you have some aches and pains, or you're feeling tired, you may have to accept that there's going to be a certain amount of discomfort or different sensations affecting you. But you try to find and develop a posture that you can sustain for increasing longer periods of time. Maybe at first only for short periods of time if you're new to meditation. But your aim is to be able to sit for longer periods without having to move. So that means partly regular practice, which will help because your body will get used to sitting still. The muscles in your legs, in your back, around your body will get used to going into that posture. So through regular practice, this will help. And mentally, getting used to sitting still for a period of time. Not going to your phone, not going to other activities. Learning to put everything else aside for the period of the meditation. And if you do have some discomfort, some pain in a muscle or a joint, try to develop a skillful attitude towards that feeling, that sensation. Base your attitude in goodwill, compassion, and consciously cultivate some patience with your own body, how it feels. Just as we have to be patient with our mind, which will be full of different thoughts, memories or drowsiness. We have to be patient with whatever's coming up into our experience and maintain an attitude of goodwill. And with that attitude of goodwill, kindness, compassion, we're wishing ourselves well, meaning we wish that we can cultivate more mindfulness and more wisdom or insight. These are the central qualities that we're developing in meditation. And they're the central qualities that will help liberate the mind from greed, anger, delusion, and what we call the 5 hindrances, which plague us or bother us all the time as we're meditating. And we wish ourselves to be mindful, insightful, so that these hindrances drop away and the mind can settle down. So both body and mind become more still, more settled. Even if during your meditation you think of somebody who annoys you or has hurt you, you have an unpleasant memory of somebody perhaps, ask yourself, what do you wish for that person? Your first reaction may be that you wish them to be in pain just like you are, or suffering like you do. But actually, if you wish them to be free from greed, anger and delusion, to be more mindful, to have more insight, then that person is going to change for the better. And that's going to be good for you as well as them, and good for the world. Sometimes as we meditate, if we are experiencing a lot of negativity, you have to come back to that basic practice of goodwill, cultivating both the feeling of goodwill, say in your heart area, and then the mental attitude, thinking with goodwill in one way or another. So even if you think of somebody you don't like, someone you think of as an enemy, as you're consciously becoming more mindful of your own intentions, your own thoughts, and what do you wish for your enemy? You wish that they also get beyond the 5 hindrances, just as you're training yourself to do that. You wish that your enemies do that, because if your enemies have gone beyond the 5 hindrances, generally speaking, they're going to be free from the worst kinds of mental defilements, greed, anger and delusion. And they're going to become a better person. And they'll no longer be your enemy. If they get beyond their 5 hindrances, they'll be so peaceful, they won't be a problem to you or anyone else. So when we wish for a peaceful world, we begin with ourselves, wishing ourselves to have more mindfulness, more insight. And then we move outwards to other people, wishing them to have more mindfulness, more insight, to be able to see through the delusions of the negative emotions such as greed, anger and delusion. As you're meditating, if you need more inspiration to deal with negative thoughts, then come back to the thought of goodwill, compassion. If you want an object to calm your mind, or maybe turn to the breath and try to become more mindful of every in-breath, every out-breath. So for a period of time we can meditate together until you hear the sound of the bell.